Learn how to group items in an array based on a condition using object.groupBy method. In this example, let us look at how we can use the object.groupBy method to organize these items into group based on a rule that we define in our code. So let's move ahead and look at the comments that carefully outline the steps that we need to follow in order to make the example. So we have 6 steps here, and the first one says create an array of objects. So the first thing is that we need to create an array of objects. So how do we create an array of objects? Well, it is very simple. So the way you create an array is you give a name to your array and then open the square bracket this way. And then inside it, we can now add objects. And why are we adding objects? Because the instruction says create an array of objects. That means the outer part is going to be an array, and inside that array, then we are going to now add objects to it. So let's continue to add objects to this. So the first thing I want to add is apple, and give it a quantity 300. So I will just copy this for the next one, and I will just change this to bananas. I change the quantity to like maybe 500. You can use any number to represent quantity. And again, I will paste the third one, and I will change the name to oranges and change the quantities to 200. Good. And lastly, let me add one more. So you can use as many as possible. Call my pineapple and leave the quantity as 100 or 150 is better. So this is okay. Now this is my array that contains objects. Create an array of objects. So I've created an array of objects. That means the outer part will be an array, and inside that array, then it will contain objects. Step 2 says create a callback function. Now we need to create function to select low volumes, because that is what we want to select from our array. So create a callback function. So let me create the function my callback. So inside this callback, since I want to pass an object, so I will pass it as a parameter, and this is how I will pass it. I want to pass the quantity into my callback function. Then I can go ahead, say return quantity, which is the parameter that is greater than 200. Or what I'm simply doing here is a ternary operator. So you can check ternary operator if you are confused. So what I'm basically doing here is that if this is available, return okay. If it is not available, then return low. So one of the output is what I am expecting. Now that I have function, step 3 says return group name, okay or low. So this is what I have done here. Step 4 now say use objects group by. So it's now time to group our fruit by either okay or low, depending on the quantity that is being returned. So use objects dot group by to group our fruits. So I'll go ahead and call the method object.groupBy. It's a method. Then I'll pass in the array name, which is fruit, and also I'll pass in my callback function, as you can see. So once I have this callback, it says loop through group results. So I want to save this in a result variable. So let me add, let me use const results. I could use let as well, but I just want to use const to make what I've been doing uniform. So now I can now loop through group results. So it's now time to loop through my results. So I'll just go ahead and do that, and after I can display results. And how do you display results? Well, these fruits are okay. Then inside this, I can add a break tag so that everything can be on another line. And once I have this, I can just assign it to variable text. This way, I don't need to even break it. It can still stay on one line. So I have this. And now it is time for me to now loop through the grouped result. So how do I do that? I'm just going to make a use of the for loop method that works well with arrays in JavaScript. So loop through group search. So I can just say for let x and y. I want to use x and y to represent name and quantity because I want to loop and I want to save the results from the loop inside it of the results of results dot okay dot entries. X plus y dot name plus space plus y dot quantity. Here I'm already seeing an error, which means that I am actually omitting something. Okay, so what am I missing? Once result object of GroupBy, this is okay. Let's text, these fruits are okay, and I'm breaking this. This is okay. Then for let's xy of result.okay.entries. Yeah, so this close this here. Then I'm opening this. Okay, I don't need the last one. Okay, good. So it's that last curly braces that is causing problem. So I can go ahead again and draw another loop. These fruits are low. So this will represent if we have the quantity that is lower than what is set here, that 200. So you can also go ahead and make a loop for this for let xy of result.load.entries. And then we have text plus equals y.name plus space plus y.quantity plus break. So we can go ahead and now do document.getElement by ID. Dot inner HTML equals to the value of text, which is what I have here. And now you should see these fruits are okay. So this is the result of the first loop. Apples and banana, they are greater than 200, which is the condition. While these fruits are low, oranges 200 and pineapple 150, which are equals or greater or lesser than 200. So with this conditioning, you can see that we were able to use the group by method in order to categorize the level or the quantity of the values of our property. So array of fruit is created, then the callback checks each fruit quantity, which is what we are doing here with these callback functions that we have here. So if quantity is greater than 200, it will pick OK. And if quantity is lower, then it will pick the other one. Then the group by creates group object and loop display the grouped fruit. So here we group fruit based on quantity. The callback check each fruit and return either okay or low. Object.groupBy method then organize them into those groups. This method is useful for categorizing data. As you can see, we have fruits that are okay and fruits that are low. So a real life instance should be maybe we are categorizing things like users, product, or result. Whatever it is, the object.groupBy method helps turn raw data into structured group for easier processing and display. Because of the size of this code, you might want to go through it again and follow it one by one once you understand what we just completed here, especially the aspect of where we are looping and outputting the data.